Hello and welcome back to the UK National Championship 2017. We're here in round 6, the penultimate round of today.
Yes, second from last round today. We've got a very interesting feature match for you this round. But before we get into that, we had some stats we thought you might find interesting for the players that have been attending this event. So as you can see, most people come from the United Kingdom. And then here's all the other nationalities that decided to travel over, perhaps to pick up their WCQ points, or just because they're traveling from afar and figured, you know what, while I'm here, I'll give it a go. So we see, for example, players come as far from the Philippines, or even...
China's pretty far.
You know, people list on their deck lists they're from China. They're probably living in London, but, you know, they're technically from China.
Yeah. People like to represent their nationalities, even if they're here, living here now.
Yeah, so as you can see, it's quite an interesting set of backgrounds. So we've got people playing Yu-Gi-Oh! From all over the world, because some of these countries we don't even actually, I don't think, officially distribute into, yet they've still very aware of Yu-Gi-Oh! And decided to come here to play today on some of the highest level.
One Canadian player playing as well.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Seems legit.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we should get into the match.
Do you want to talk a bit about the matches, or do you want to just jump straight in?
Yeah, we should just jump in. The players are ready, so let's get on over and we can talk about it as we see the match unfold.
Yes, we've got ABCs, which is, I want to point out this guy is 5-0, Andre. So really interesting to see how he gets through with this. And Chamilka is playing True Draco Zodiac. Which is pretty standard. He's playing pretty standard. There's nothing massively out of the ordinary in this True Draco.
Yeah. There's a lot of things in Andre's deck, but that got shut down quite quickly.
Yeah, well, that's probably the most likely thing to happen. He's okay. He's got his jar to work with.
What's the difference between a pot and a jar, Matt?
One's a trap, so I should have said pot. It was he places pot of Desires, draws 2 new cards at the cost of 10, but since he's playing a very large deck, 60 cards,
60 cards in fact, yeah.
He's not going to feel the pain for that too much.
No, as long as he doesn't get rid of too many of his ABC combo pieces.
Yeah, it's quite unlikely he's going to do too much damage himself. He's going to go Bijinji Tsukiyomi.
Think so?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Boom, there we go. Set a couple cards.
I kind of feel like we're in November again, except we've got that grass looks greener. This is the cool stuff.
It's very odd. Okay, what was that? What was the spell card? Oh, Terraforming. Ooh, that's nice. That's going to be able to go and get him a Union Hanger.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate he couldn't have that when he used his normal summon this turn.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's going to be able to go and search probably B, you think? It's going to be A or B.
B is most likely because it gives you a monster search, which then completes your your little collection. But I didn't catch what the other card in his hand was.
Yeah, that could have been a B in his hand, to be honest.
Oh, it's a Garmissile. Okay, so he's got a Kaiju. And 2 face-down cards at the back row. He's playing real traps. He's playing Triple Dimensional Barriers, Solemn Strikes, Warning, Torrential Tribute, Imperial Order.
Wow, on the main deck. That's quite a lot.
Yeah, well, so he's got the space.
Yeah, T-top here. Does he respond to this? I didn't get to see his... Actually, we can see his opening hand. Oh no, we can't, because he drew both the traps off of Desires. Oh, Dim Barrier. Okay, that's pretty strong.
Yeah, that's extremely good to shut down Chamilka's turn.
Yeah. That just stops everything.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of one of the drawbacks when playing Zodiacs is it's not even like in Max C where you can choose a profitable way to not give your opponent a ton of cards whilst doing it.
No,
you just flat out actually can't set up your disruption, so then your opponent basically gets a free turn. See, just look at that pass. Hopefully he has some more hand traps to go with that. I think he's got a Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit also in his hand. Chamilka's opening hand had 2 Zodiac Barrages, a Terratot, the Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, and a Ghost Ogre Snow Rabbit.
Yeah, I think he can Ghost Ogre the Union Hanger right now. That's the choice he can make. I think you do.
It slows him down considerably. But then he's also got that Tsukiyomi to give him even more cards out of this. He's getting away with it. And then he can, of course, ditch that card with the Tsukiyomi effect.
Well, Busted Rick is going to be on the board.
Oh, yeah, of course, because he's equipping it to it, sorry.
So yeah, he's going to use the Tsukiyomi. He's going to discard Gamma Seal, and I don't know what that other card was. That was an A.
Oh, it was?
I just saw it when he looked through his graveyard. Yeah, it was an A.
Oh, yes, of course.
So let's try and take a peek at what he drew.
Instant Fusion and
Secret Weapon.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, especially after your opponent passed with absolutely no back row.
Yeah, he's going to be able to set up a lot of disruption here in the form of ABC Dragon Buster.
Holding that Ghost Ogre really hard.
Yeah, I think even here it wouldn't matter.
To be honest, I think
he's missed the opportunity. I think he should have done it on the Union Hammer.
I think you might be right. I'm not sure what he's waiting for.
I think as soon as we start to get into discussions about the ABC Dragon Buster, then that can just chain its effect to Ghost Ogre. And
Not during his own turn, though.
not during his own turn, yeah. Surprised he's not already exceed some with the Photon Thrasher and the
Norden, yeah. It's not like he can't do anything else unless he's waiting to see what he can do. Just deciding whether or not he banishes to press for damage, but I don't think he can get through enough damage to win here.
No, I don't think so either.
It'd be a good chunk of his opponent's life points if he does make that XC summon for something.
Yeah.
But it would be...
Yeah, he's just going into attack.
It would be living a little bit on the edge.
Yeah. So he can...
he can't attack with that Photon Thrasher, did he? Actually, he poked it at his opponent.
I thought Norden just negated the effect.
Oh, is that what he did?
Yeah, you got Norden. Yeah.
But it can attack with it some way, Norden, right?
Is it? To be honest, it's so rarely comes up.
Most of the time, yeah, you're just straight away throwing it under an XE monster.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I've got. It's one of those things that you don't really think about. Yeah, it's just if it's effective.
Oh, you can just carry on. Oh.
Instant Fusion stops you attacking with the monster.
That's right, it's Norden that can attack, and then the monster can activate its effect.
Yeah.
Tornado Dragon, that makes Barrage look less good.
As well as many of the true Draco cards.
Well, he's presenting his opponent two forms of disruption: Tornado Dragon and the ABC Dragon Buster.
And what about that macros? I think it's a Chalice actually.
Yeah,
I think he said that right from the start. Yeah, it's been Chalice.
Chamilka in the tank here, trying to think of how he gets around this.
Yeah, it's a tough board.
I don't know why he's drawn, but this is extremely rough position to be in because he can actually see most of the disruption. It's actually really interesting to see ABC's performing so well in a format where you wouldn't have expected them to.
Yeah.
But he is the XO for this tournament, so it's obviously it's going his way. I think that Grass Greener, from what we've seen on the stream, has paid off. When it pays off, we've seen how big it is, and even in this game where he started with it and Chamilka started with the correct hand trap to negate it, it's not like Andre just then ended his turn like he would with Infernoid versions. And
in fact, he actually made a really smart play in the way that he put the Assault Call on the Dragon Buster, because then you can't Ghost Ogre it.
Oh, you can use effects. He could have already chained to break it apart as well, but he stops his opponent being able to use Drident on the Dragon Buster, and he doesn't. It doesn't get threatened. That's
multiple protections there.
Well, we can see how good like having some kind of immunity is on your true Draco masterpiece. So why not on an ABC Buster?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So that was quite a short first game, really. What?
Yeah, Andre having the barrier and it just completely ending the game with the dimensional barrier. But that's one of the weaknesses that you get when you're playing a Zoo engine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we didn't see any of the True King stuff coming out of Chamilka.
Yeah. So it's interesting that Andre doesn't know yet that he's playing that.
That variation.
Yeah.
I don't know if he would have
Were
ruled
there any
it out.
signs? I don't think there were any signs that he is playing that.
No, I don't think he would. I don't think he should be ruling it out. That's an Empowered Warrior, I think, in the top of his deck there, is it?
Yeah, to be honest, I saw it and then I was like, what is that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
Empowered Warrior.
Dragooney's the Empowered Warrior.
Interesting. Cards that you just don't see played very often.
Well, we saw that with S0 last round, and that was enough to get you there.
Yeah. S0 was... Wow, yeah. That was pretty spectacular.
That is my quote for the weekend. I don't need to be good if they can't play cards.
Yeah, I must say that was a pretty good quote.
It just owns it. Like that's my favorite part about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Take a look at the side decks. Imagine Andre is probably going to be looking at Twin Twisters, most likely. Coming in. Oh, he has Union Scramble that he's also playing. That's a trap card from the Kaiba structure deck, I believe.
It is, yeah, the one that you target 3 of your...
Banished ABCs?
well, yeah, 3 banished Union monsters. So yeah, for the guys in chat who are saying about Photon Thrasher, it cannot attack if you control another monster, but obviously its effect gets negated by Norden, so its effect got negated, which stops it from attacking.
Yeah, it negates the restriction on the card.
Yeah. That's all the piles. That's 10 piles for a pile shuffle. That's quite a lot.
Anybody asking interesting questions in the chat right now while we're waiting for them to shuffle?
Not a lot going on at the moment.
Is ABC still good? Apparently so.
This guy's XO.
This guy is 5-0, so well, that's that question.
Well, the chat is saying rogue. Chat's saying rogue. They're disagreeing with Andre. Well, we'll see.
To be fair, I didn't think you could go that far against the grain in this format, but
Yeah.
I'm ready to be wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's very
Bring hope to
interesting.
everybody who is concerned by the 3-deck format.
Yeah. Super interesting. Always a bit of a nightmare trying to shuffle a 60 card deck. It's a lot of cards.
Yeah, I'm trying to take a look to see what Chamilka would be bringing in, but there's nothing really stands out to me here as something to be...
Unending Nightmare is going to be pretty good against this, I think.
Unending Nightmare, you think so? I mean, it does shut down the Union hangers,
And he's playing a lot of back row.
and I suppose you can destroy the ABCs if you really want to.
Mhm.
We can only target the face-up cards. But feasibly, I mean, Unending Nightmare is something I have not seen in a lot of side decks, but I imagine it's going to be super popular at the WCQ due to the way it makes pendulum decks actually crawl through a massive tar pit to get anywhere near you.
Yeah. I think that's Brilliant Fusion again for Andre. The question is there a Garnet? He's actually playing 2 targets for Brilliant Fusion.
Garnet
He's got
Lazuli.
Yeah, he's got 2 targets, so even if he draws 1. So Brilliant Fusion, I can't see what the card in the middle is. I think it could be Grass's Greener. That would be insane.
He hits it again in his opening hand?
Yeah, but Chamilka obviously he gets to go first here, so...
Can we see
Yeah, good point.
Oh, he's got all the hand traps. He's got Maxi,
Ash Blossom,
Blossom,
but then, yeah, he's got a very
Cosmic
defensive
Cyclone,
hand.
True King's
Return,
Return,
Zephyros.
and Zephyros. Okay, that's actually pretty weak.
This could be cycloned.
I would consider this Cosmo Cyclone.
Oh, the other card.
Oh,
by
it's
the way,
just go for the Maxi. Okay.
the other card, by the way, is Kaiju Slumber.
Ah, and he's got Drawn Lockbird as well. Yeah.
Interesting decisions for Andre to make. very interesting decisions.
Now, unfortunately, the Seraph Knight gives him an extra normal summon, so he can use his 2 normal summons to get some establishment without giving additional cards over with the Max C. So that gives him at least a little bit of room, and he securely deploys the Fairy Tale into his graveyard, which is going to give presence throughout the entire game as well, half of an Exceed monster from the graveyard and constant disruption.
Yeah. I think he's kind of questioning whether he wants to play Drawn Lockbird.
Oh, he's going to go for the Synchro play.
No, is he? No, I don't think he is.
Really?
What synchros does he even play?
Cypher Omega?
Oh, I didn't even see that. I didn't see that he played one. Oh, then yeah, most likely. It's really worth playing Cypher Omega when...
Oh, he's committing to it. I'm going to guess he decides that something is better than nothing here with the Maxi. He's just got to do it in as few steps as possible.
Yeah, I just don't like the idea of giving my opponent a card which I plan on taking away with Omega. I guess that helps a little, being able to get that
Truth be told, looking at his hand actually, he doesn't have anything else to do, and to just sit there with a Seraph Knight in defense mode it's just going to get run over.
Optimal. He's got a Crow in hand as well.
He's
got Crow, Slumber, Drawn Lockbird. That'd be really, really funny if Zephyros got crowed.
Yeah? Yeah?
That'd be really legit. Yep, Chamilka is really hard to think about this. I think it's his turn anyway.
Yeah, he is. He's really in the tank here. He's up against something that's a 5-0 table that's really unexpected, and now he's got to consider his plays very carefully.
Yeah, he's going to Cyclone the Vakra.
Much as a dimensional barrier, I imagine it will be changed and XC will be called.
Yeah, that's...
That basically stuns Chamilka's entire turn again.
Yeah, what's the wait, he passed turn, allowed him to draw, and then he could have done it in the end phase. Didn't he just set the barrier?
Yeah, is that what's happened? Or no, because it looked like he kind of flipped it over.
No, he did. That's what I'm saying. So Chamilka drew.
He waited till the start of his turn to use the Cosmic Cyclone.
Yeah.
That is not wise. If you're going to use the Cosmic Cyclone that way, granted, he could have been waiting to have the full amount of information before he committed to the play. So I can understand that logic. I draw my card. I realise that in order to make a play, I have to remove the back row, and that's when I commit to it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when you know your opponent's playing Chainables like Dimensional Barrier, since it was the card he used in the last game,
yeah,
it's unlikely in a 60-card deck he's going to side those out. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a chance, I guess, but when he knows that it completely shuts your deck down, that seems questionable.
Yeah, I think Slumber's actually amazing here with Omega, because you can just Slumber and then chain Omega. Which is obviously really good.
Alright, we're going to see a Lunar-like Sheep discarded, so Fusion Substitution being added to Chamilka's hand.
Yeah. Yeah, the opponent would still have to have a monster for Slumber.
And Drawn Lockbird this turn. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he went with that when he already had the Dimensional Barrier on his opponent.
Yeah, that seems a little odd.
Like, I feel like he's kind of overlapping like what could have been potentially his third shutdown card.
Yeah. Unless what we thought happened did happen and he Cosmic Cyclone in the end phase.
Yeah, okay,
so have it or something. I don't know.
In which case, yeah, that Drawn Lockbird makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Oh, it's just that's when you can hear.
Yeah, we can't hear what the players are saying. So, but yeah, so we'll see. So there's Barrage. He's continuing. So there must be something going on. There's no way that Dim Barrier is active if he's played Barrier, right? Barrage, sorry. You can't.
Yeah, what's he gonna? I can't think of what he would barrage into. Yeah, he could put Ram in defense, but we'll have to see. We'll get our clues from how Chamilka plays his turn.
Yeah, exactly. Well, if we see an Exceed monster, then definitely. definitely didn't happen.
Oh, DD Crow coming down.
Yeah, he's going to Crow.
Zephyr. Ah, okay, he might have been looking to
get the Zephyros
use
back.
the Zephyros effect to return the barrage, then actually try and go make a play from there.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Oh, yeah, so I see some players wonder why experienced players pick up and read cards, but I think it's always good if you're thinking to actually why not read the card text if you can. Like, you're going to take the minute thinking anyway, make sure you understand what you're thinking about.
Yeah, I mean...
I never understood that when you sometimes see people in some of the social groups and they sort of like criticize players going, oh, I had to read this. And it's like, well, I'm going to spend a minute or so thinking about how I respond to your play. I may as well at least make sure I understand your card before I commit to anything.
Yeah, I've seen Marcello Barberi read cards in the finals of YCS London.
Because why not? If you're going to use before you make the play, you should probably be sure that what you're doing makes sense, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. And we've discussed this. Me and Marcello have discussed this in the past. And he said, yeah, I still read stuff. It doesn't even matter if he's been playing for months. He'll still give it a read just in case.
Back when I was judging, it was a tip someone gave to me. He said if you're answering a rules question and you need a minute to think about it and you're at the table and the players are giving you the situation, just pick up one of the cards and you just look at it. You don't, even if you're not reading it, just take a minute to look at it while you consider what you're doing. And, use the time to read the card if you need to get text. We can't expect everyone to memorize every card. And you just take, you're going to take the minute anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's always best. Like, yeah, when I was judging, always the same. Regardless of how many times I'd seen the card that day, I would still pick them up and read them.
You can't blame yourself if you lose because you didn't understand what the card did.
Yeah, exactly. And it's always better to do that.
I see he's wearing on his necktie a DD Dynamite.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
I did wonder what that was.
It was played in that strategy using the you use Grinder Golem and Inferno Tempest with you take out every single monster, including the Necrophage.
I'm the kind of guy who knows that deck.
Yes, because you are the master of the how would we say the
combo decks.
The combo deck. Let's go with that.
The questionable combo decks. Let's go with that.
Oh, it's not questionable. Infuriating, yes. I can give you that.
Yeah, let's go with that. Okay, he's going to take a card. It's going to be the first one. It's going to take...
Oh, well.
Ash Blossom, that's reasonable.
I know if I top deck my... that grass looks greener, but when that comes back, what I'm not doing.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, just attack with Throwblade here.
Android does need to actually start accumulating some kind of other board presence. Well, he's done well to completely disrupt Chamilka's turn. If he passes back to Chamilka, he's going to be in a really rough position with these no cards.
Yeah, I think he's got to... I mean, that's kind of frustrating in one way, because you know that they've got Ash, but at the same time, at least now you know. Better to know than to not know.
I would... Oh, he drew a Kaiju and he already has a Somber. Ugh.
Okay.
It does have Fairy Tale Snow as well.
Yeah.
Actually, something that's cool with the Omega, you can keep putting cards back into his graveyard to help fuel the Fairy Tale during his opponent's turn. I don't imagine the game's ever going to go long enough for that to be truly relevant, but it's it's an option if you assume that you had an infinite grind game. See what Andre does, what he considers his turn. Okay, the attack comes down, 1400 damage to Chamilka.
Yeah,
Andre...
Just so you guys know, he didn't actually draw any cards from Throughblade. He still played it, but he didn't draw anything.
Yep, he's noting that he can use his effect to give him a live Fairy Tale Snow.
Yeah, just keep putting cards back with the...
I think this is where the match gets really horrible for Andre. He knows his opponent has an Ash Spring. He has very little he can do to interrupt his opponent's play. His opponent's actually starting his turn with a face-up barrage. Just going to spend a few minutes in the tank and then figure out where we're going to go. Just coming up on 8 PM UK time. Let's thank anybody tuning in from the US if you just guys are getting out of bed and checking us out.
Yeah, we're in round 6 here, going to be another extra round.
One more round after this one as well, so there's still some stuff for you to catch.
Yeah, and this has been the theme of the day. We've had a lot of Zodiac, a lot of True Dracos, but we've also had some really strange decks like ABC. We have the S0 deck.
I mean, they're variations of the same concept, really. Well, not the ABC. I'll give you that's actually its own thing. It's playing on the huge amount of success that you can get by successfully resolving that grassland screener.
Yeah.
But the rank up. This is literally the only difference he was playing from your standard Zodiac plays was if he has the rank up magic, he makes it.
Yeah.
If he doesn't, he just carries on making the standard. Here's my Dryden, not my Dryden, sorry, here's my Daigusto Emerald. Did he say he didn't have a second Daigusto Emerald, which is why he filled in?
Yes. Yeah. That was the.
Yeah, but you could modify his cards a little bit if you wanted to.
Yeah, but I think you wouldn't play a second Emerald if you were going to do that combo. To be honest, we didn't even. I think he had the ability. We're talking about last round here. He had the ability to do the extended Zodiac combo every time he made S0, but it just made no difference.
Yeah.
Wow, there's some big sleeves. Okay, so Chamilka finally been able to. I think that's the first Exceed monster he's been able to play. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the guys in chat are right. I mean, System Down was the thing that really stopped ABCs from.
Oh, I thought you were going to start talking about the band, and I was like, what? No. System Down, not System of a Down.
No. No, the System Down was the thing that really kind of stopped ABCs. And, you know, to be honest, at this point, Andre is not even playing ABCs. He's just playing...
whatever comes off the top of his deck.
Yeah.
He's in a really bad spot because Chamilka's actually going to really start hammering in some plays, and we saw him draw and lock Dimensional Barrier and DD Crow all in the same turn. I don't know if he really needed to use draw and lock. I guess he was just assuming his hand is super weak, and any draw would make his hand good. But considering the contents of his deck, I don't know if betting on any individual draw to allow you to apply more pressure was entirely the correct move. He should have maybe considered holding the draw and lock bird to buy him more time, more precious cards.
Yeah.
But he's 5-0, so I don't want to say he doesn't know what he's doing.
No, exactly. I think Andre's just banked on the fact that it's correct not to be playing any cards against ABCs during this tournament. It really isn't.
I would have said it's brave, but he seems to have definitely given it a go.
Volcanic Queen, the original Santa Claus. It's just a little stronger than Santa Claus. So we're seeing the combo that we've been seeing all day.
We're going to see Cyframe Omega
going to try and
time warp again.
Oh, okay. That could have been scary if he'd have taken the fusion substitute.
I think that's what he was aiming for. I think Andre might be knocked out of this one. He does have the interrupted Kaiji Slumber.
Yeah, that could change it.
So it could put him back in.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Ash Enjoy Spring says if you'd special summon from the deck, right, you can negate it. Also, you can negate the Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, right?
Yes, you can negate
Okay,
negate
so,
that with
So he's actually already able to see that he can't resolve that card.
Yeah. So, just a quick update from the Dragon Duelists. We have John Pang versus Ryan Voex, and respectively 60 card Zodiac Infernoid against True Draco Demise. So interesting.
And that's the finals for that.
That's the finals for the Dragon Duelists.
Yeah, we're going to see the Lycoso Emerald putting back 3 extra deck monsters, adding a new card. Yeah, Chamilka does just now really leverage his card economy. While Andre kind of scrambles to apply any further pressure.
I mean, if Andre tops grass at this point,
well, he can already. Well, yeah, I suppose he goes for the Interrupted Kaiju Slumber. His opponent drops the Ash. Then he drops the. He responds by playing the That Grass Looks Greener, and then gambles it on that.
Yeah.
Or do you play the grass, know it's going to get negated, and then play the Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, knowing it will clear your opponent's field? So do you play the
grass
run
first?
Do you think you grass first? I think that's fair. Honestly, you're gambling unless you know that your only chance of winning is hitting it big. Then you should do it, but it depends how Andre fancies his chances.
That's the thing. Yeah, I think you kind of have a choice of playing it safe is by playing grass first.
Because I'm pretty sure Chamilka, when he thinks he's in a he is in a commanding position. There's 2 things he cares about: his field and his opponent just top decking a ridiculous bomb, and he will throw his negation at either of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the Whiptail is going to be able to take out the Fairy Tail as well.
Yeah, that's great way to
in 7 more turns. That Slifer Omega's got him covered.
Yeah, they're just big sleeves, guys. Just really big.
We're going to see some attacks going in.
A bit of calculation. Can't go wrong with that.
And Drident.
Mm-hmm. Attack mode Drident, in fact. So yeah, we're going to see the Ash Blossom come back. At least he's going to have Omega at this point. Because he could still use Omega to try and take away the Ash Blossom again.
Yeah, he could, depending on what he draws.
To be honest, I would probably do that, just because then, if you do that and take the Ash Blossom, you play Slumber first.
Yeah.
I would.
And then you can have the best of both worlds.
Yeah. Yeah, then you get to Slumber. This is all assuming that you top deck something amazing.
Yeah, well, he's going to have to use the Omega before he considers playing the Slumber anyway.
Okay, it's a trap card, so it's definitely not.
It is...
Barrier, I think.
Dimensional Barrier.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's not going to do him a lot of good in this position.
No, I would have done last turn, but... Yeah, so I think he has to simply snipe the Ash Blossom with Omega, and then Kaiju Slumber.
He's never going to get to an attack, because the Drident is just going to clear away the Omega.
Yeah.
So yeah, his hope. I don't know how many cards is in Chamilka's hand.
I think it's 3.
Oh, so
He's got 1 in 3 chance.
33% chance. But bearing in mind, Andre doesn't know if Chamilka is holding 2 of that card.
Oh, yeah, if he's holding 2, then it's absolutely done.
Oh, he's going to go with the Kaiju.
Okay, so he's going to go down a different route. So yeah, he's probably just not going to play Slumber. He's going to try and attack over stuff with Omega. That's a different route that he can go down.
And I just heard that on the other side, the other players are just had time on the round called, so they're going to be entering end of match procedure. We started, I think, just a few minutes after, so we may have a little bit of extra time, but we'll notify you as soon as that happens.
Yeah. Andre's got a really specific way of like, when he's got one card and just kind of bending it side to side. Have you noticed?
Honestly, I generally don't pay attention to that. Everybody's kind of got their own little
Ready? Watch.
tickets. Oh yeah.
No, that's not it. It's not doing it. There we go. That's the one. Yeah, that's awesome. I love when people have got their own little thing that they do.
Why?
I don't know. It's just cool. All the different human beings have got different cool little things about them.
I came here to win, not to observe like Sherlock Holmes. Or maybe that's how you win. You go,
Yeah.
my opponent bent his card 4 times to the left. I'm going to play Slumber. He's going to play Joyous. I'm going to flip up Debunk.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to resolve this.
Yeah.
Step 3, I win.
Yeah. Exactly.
Something like that, right?
Exactly.
That's what you're playing.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what it's all about.
Omega's he's getting there. He's getting there.
Poor Fairy Tale Snow is just like, guys, I'll be back for you soon.
It's like loading a musket. He's like, hold on a minute, just wait there. Hold on. Just I need a second. There's a lot of stuff to put
Give me
here.
a minute. So in 7 turns.
Well, you can banish cards from his hand and field to summon it, but I
Literally, Swordsman from a distant land would be better at this point to deal with stuff.
I can't even get. I'm not going to give you that. I feel like that's absolute crazy talk.
It destroys stuff in like 5 turns instead. I don't even know how many turns it is. It's a lot. It's a lot of turns.
I think it's 5 turns.
Is it 5 turns? There you go. See? Much quicker than...
Okay, Dimensional Barrier, so he's going to get himself a turn here.
That's pretty good. I think that's really good. Yeah, so that's the sticky string kaiju, right? So it's 2400. So Omega's the biggest guy on the block at the moment, which is quite nice.
If he leaves his opponent with
Andre.
that kaiju, he could banish a Slumber from his graveyard, search from his deck
Is he playing the Star Destroyer?
the Star Destroying kaiju, and just summon that straight to the field.
Oh,
There's Masterpiece. Yeah, that's a little bit bigger than Omega.
Yeah.
He can't afford to jump it either.
No.
And if he leaves it, it's just
Yeah.
it's just going to get his Omega destroyed.
Yeah, he can't jump ship. He's got to take the damage. He's got to take damage, then top deck grass is greener.
Andre really needs to concede this game. Yeah,
we're getting very close to time.
Well, I don't know if time's been called in their round.
No, it hasn't.
But in all honesty, from a tournament perspective, guys, at this point, you've got nothing you're hiding from your opponent.
Yeah.
You're burning the clock. I mean, yeah, sure, you can hope your opponent makes a mistake. That's a viable strategy.
Yeah.
I can hope my opponent attacks wrong.
Yeah.
But if you assume that your opponent is not going to do that, all you're doing at that point is burning the clock down. Great, I don't know why it was taking Chamilka so long to make the decision. He may have been just making sure everything was set up.
Yeah, yeah. Especially when you're 1 behind, it's kind of that kind of situation where that's what your plan is, right?
Yeah, you don't want to throw the game away.
You've lost the first round. You would happily accept a draw, especially when you're EXO in round 6.
Yeah, taking a draw to these players' records wouldn't be the absolute worst thing. I imagine they'd prefer to conclude this game with an actual result, but
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, Chamilka doesn't need to take the risk though. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't need to risk playing wrongly to then lose. He'd rather just play really slow, get his combos right, and make sure that's the win. So I talked to various people around the venue who got to go on the Concorde today.
So what's the word on the street?
They were pretty happy about it.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing in there. It's like 50 years old. That one was actually one of the prototypes that was made in Filton, Bristol, which is not far from where I grew up actually.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You're right about it, Bill. It wasn't one of the prototypes. That one flew.
Oh, that one was an actual used one, wasn't it? Sorry.
Yeah.
They built some of the prototypes there, but.
Yeah, that one flew. I think he said it was something like 2,000 hours of flights.
Oh no, it was 20,000.
Was it 20,000? Wow. Okay, so that's like 7,000 trips.
Bearing in
mind
how fast that thing was moving, it's one of the world's first time machines. You'd get to if you flew from Heathrow to New York, JFK, you would get there before you landed because the flight only took 3 hours and the time zone difference is 5 hours.
Yeah.
So you leave at 12, 3 hours, 3 p.m. UK time, get in 10 o'clock New York time. Still in time to get a Happy Meal.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, McDonald's breakfast, if that's what you want.
Yeah. I just want some McDonald's hash browns.
Oh, it's actually funny, explaining when they didn't have computers and stuff, how they had to have like a whole math team work for 2 weeks to figure out all the pressures and how they were going to weight the plane, so that because the way they had to build it, they couldn't have the flaps moving around on it and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's so clever. As I've said before, I was sat in the cockpit just looking at all the dials and switches and stuff, and I just felt silly because I just didn't. There was all these things. I'm like,
you didn't go, ooh, what does that button do?
Yeah, I didn't want to press anything in case it started up.
And he just says, don't push the button.
You weren't. You were there playing with the joystick, like.
Listen, if I'm gonna sit in a Concorde once in my life, I'm gonna have to see what I can do. I want to see what the steering wheel feels like. It's a wasted opportunity otherwise.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. So I wonder what can we feature in the last round? Do we want to feature some of the top guys, or are we going to try and feature a bubble match?
We'll see. I'll run it by our Dectra team to see if anything interesting sitting on the top tables is a little bit out of the ordinary. If so, we can go out on something pretty cool. Not to say that the mainstream isn't cool. I just imagine we're going to be doing a lot of that tomorrow.
Yeah.
If not, we can. I don't know, is it still too early for bubble
It's
matches?
too early for bubble matches, really. Yeah.
We'll pick something else from the top tables. Something from people that you haven't seen yet.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we did. We got just into the point where we were going to have a top 32, which is quite good. That just adds a bunch of, extra players to top. Ooh, Andre actually opened anti-spell fragrance.
Oh, he's going first this game, isn't he?
Is that left arm offering?
One moment.
Wait
for it. Wait for it. No, it's not.
What is it? Oh no, it's Kaiju's number. Oh, okay, yeah. Andre's hand is Bebo Stodoric.
Is he got?
Strike,
Yeah, he has got that
Slumber.
grass looks greener, right? No, he hasn't.
Nope.
To be fair, setting the Buster, the anti-spell fragrance. His opponent does have the Cosmic Cyclone to answer that immediately. Terraforming to get the diagram, and he has revealed. Chamilka has revealed the masterpiece. So yeah, Cosmic Cyclone from hand.
You have to.
Yeah, it would be
Unwise.
I'd use the word brave to not do that. I'm using that word more frequently when I disagree with lines of play. So that's brave.
Okay, so we got like 30 seconds left on time, so we're gonna hit time in Chamilka's turn here.
But if the timer on the videotape ends, surely that means the duel ends.
I have no reaction to that.
But that's what I learned.
Have you been watching Classic again, Matt?
I may have. It's actually, our IT technician had not seen Yu-Gi-Oh, so you encouraged her to go watch it a little bit, and she binge watched the entire series in like a week.
Yeah, she actually did. Yeah, it was quite funny because one day she came and she's like, oh yeah, I've just started Julius Kingdom. You just got all these cards thrown off the boat. I'm like, oh yeah, it's really sad, that, isn't it? And then the day after comes back. Oh, where are you up to now? I'm in Battle City. I was like, oh wow, okay. Oof, you've been really watching that.
Burning through that.
Yeah, and then like 3 days later, it's like, yeah, I'm on that series. Which series?
Siegfried, the
yeah.
German guy.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. What? You're like, what? Just completely buzzed past season 3. Yeah. And now I think she's watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Brains.
She is actually, yeah.
Yeah,
She,
I hope she's watching right now, in fact, because she's currently
Crunchyroll.
building.
You can actually you catch the show on Crunchyroll.
Yeah. I'm hoping she's watching right now because she's actually building an ABC deck.
Yeah, that'd actually be really, really good.
Yeah.
And she's also awesome because there's so many times where I've done stupid stuff with my mailbox or something, and I just got to phone her up and say, "Hi, can you pretend that I'm not an idiot and come fix this, please?" Have you tried turning it off and back on again?
It's always the solution.
Most of the time it is.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Well, let's hope she's watching. If she is, hello.
Okay, we're going to see Draco diagram destroying Draco return to trigger it to destroy a monster. B will activate B Dragon Buster.
Yeah, probably.
He'll search himself. Probably C actually.
Think so?
No, he goes for A. He does go for A. And now he has True Draco Heritage, which Chamilka has True Draco Heritage, which gives him the option to draw more cards.
So we see Heritage. This is a pretty reasonable opening hand for Chamilka. Andre didn't really.
Yeah, well, this is the problem with his Grass Screener deck.
Yeah.
Like, because you fill it up with so much stuff, there are hands that are super subpar, like multiple Kaiju hands, or just things that don't get you started, and then you're just playing with a huge chunk of cards that you somehow need to leverage into a real game plan.
Yeah, I mean, if he didn't hit the anti-spell fragrance with the Cosmic Cyclone, this would have been a completely different game. That's
true. I mean, it would have bought a few turns, but then even if he wants to resolve his own that grass that's greener, he'd have to wait a turn.
Yeah, that's true.
Anti-spell fragrance is a
double-edged sword.
It does have that drawback, and also Tornado Dragon is now out as an answer or as an extra punishment to go alongside your anti-spell fragrance in the very accessible rank 4 toolbox. Because your opponent sets the spell cards, you just pick them off.
Yeah, I'm a massive fan of I'm a massive fan of Tornado Dragon. Tornado Dragon.
I can't remember if the artwork of the Tornado Dragon has the cow from Heavy Storm still being carried around in it. Like,
yeah, do you know, it's bad that I know exactly which one you mean.
You know exactly which cow.
It's on the left hand side.
Yeah. Okay, Solemn Strike going to come down and stop this sexy summon. Does that shut down Chamilka's turn, or does he have some sort of follow-up?
Quite a few of his cards were Draco based. So.
Yeah, that's one of the disadvantages of this hybrid is the more you kind of play the True Draco cards, the faster your resources like really whittle away.
Yeah.
I find that's why my favorite version is the Demise build, because you can more aggressively use your resources to present threats to your opponent, and then you've got ways of recovering it without kind of feeling like every time I'm actually making these plays, I'm slowly bleeding out my resources, and if my opponent keeps like answering them, I end up in a position where I can't do anything.
Yeah, exactly. So Andre's hand's not exactly the best here. If he had a Union Hang or something, that would be, you know,
too many normal summons.
Yeah, too many normal summons.
That's the problem here. He's got a Kaiju to out a potential Trident. He can get some damage in. Time is coming up, so
yeah, I think time was called actually.
Yeah, oh, it was for these guys. So these guys are actually playing in a match procedure. In which case, sometimes a very simple rock to beat your opponent with is enough to get you there. See, it's one of the fun things with Zodiac is every draw you can hold your breath, because there's a good chance it's going to do something for you.
It's going to get going, yeah.
So when you're playing Mermail and you're down to one card and you're like, oh, it's not Soul Charge.
Chamilka really likes to kind of...
He goes in the tank a lot. I feel like he's... A lot of this match has been spent considering. The problem... The problem with that is you're going to end up in lots of situations where you're facing draws way more often than you want. Or if you end up losing game 1, you put yourself into a really horrible rush situation on games 2.
Which is never nice, especially if you lose game 1.
Yeah, it's you can actually think of it. The longer you think about it, you're basically taking time damage in those regards because you're burning away from the potential of your future turns.
Yeah.
Of course, if you're doing that to take away from your opponent's potential turns, you're breaking policy. But the longer you have to consider a move, the worse position you could be potentially in games 3. Which you should be considering that you may end up going to.
Yeah.
Reinforcements of the army being picked up by Andre. Chamilka passing with just some back row. I imagine he has. I think he has Masterpiece and one of the trap cards to deploy in the middle of his opponent's turn. Photon Thrasher, I believe, is the only legal target for that reinforcement.
Yeah, as soon as you draw a row, you're gonna use it in this deck. He's not playing Raiden or something, is he?
No.
There'll be another target. Literally the only target is the Thrasher.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see Fairy Tale summoned.
Yeah. Yeah, and then seeing someone play here.
Probably declare attacks. I mean, that's quite a...
To be fair, he could attack with Utopia the Lightning and put him right down.
He only uses pump when you attack
Oh, good point. Yeah, monsters. I always forget about that. Every time.
That's why you don't see it more often, Luke.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, good point. Yeah, still, you could still maybe do that and get the damage in. But this is more damage.
He's going to take a swipe at Chamilka and then probably try to set up a tar pit and hope his opponent can't get through it. He's got a Kaiju to answer a Masterpiece, at least, so Andre isn't going to get completely shut down by that.
Yeah.
I do wonder if he considers making Bujin Tsukiyomi.
Bujin Tsukiyomi,
yeah. Because then he can discard the, detach the Fairy Tale, then get rid of the cards in his hand, draw more cards, and try and keep himself alive Fairy Tale. But he would be giving up a Kaiju, and the Kaiju is out to a potential Masterpiece.
Mm-hmm.
But the Photon Thrasher is doing absolutely nothing for him.
No. Well,
I
unless
suppose
Andre gets his board wiped.
It's an insurance policy here, I guess. If he gets, if there's a solemn strike or something that comes down.
Yeah, he's choosing to go with that. I think if the other cards in your deck are better than what you got, then yeah, why not? What do you detach here? Do you detach Snow or the...
Snow, it's got to be Snow.
You think so?
Yeah, it's 100% Snow. Because he discards those two cards, that's now 5 cards in the graveyard, draws 2.
Strike and
C.
C Crush Wyvern. I think that's the last piece of the puzzle, in fact. Didn't he have a B that searched the A?
Yeah, he used the B to search the A, and now he's just hard drawn the C. I think he'll get another turn, so he may get a chance to use the ABC Dragon Buster.
Yeah.
Chamilka is entering his turn with a face-up Diagram, Heritage, and other cards. So that's a pretty good place for him to be.
Yeah.
He's only got 1,350 life points, so now Chamilka cannot use anything like Solemn Strike.
Yeah.
Which would be even more surprising, considering he would have had to have sided into them going second. Oh, he's using Cosmic Cyclone. That's he's intending to end the game on his next turn, or he is way too low to deal with that. Interestingly, he can't get his... if he did summon a Masterpiece here, there's no way to give it monster immunity, unless he's got another monster in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
So the Fairy Tale Snow in the graveyard would flip the Masterpiece down.
Yeah. Then you could ABC Dragon Buster it.
Yes.
Or you could just ABC Dragon Buster it. Well, I'll face it, so...
Yeah, I mean, he's got the diagram. He destroys his own Solemn Strike. Yep.
That's useless.
Yeah, that's not doing anything for me now. He did actually have the Storm Strikes. Diagram is such a good card.
Yeah. It's... What's the other card recently? The Performer Power one? That was crazy as well. Did the same thing.
A Solemn Strike?
No, as Diagram.
Oh, you mean Pendulum Sorcerer?
No, there was another one. What am I thinking of? I think it might have been the Magispector one I'm thinking of.
Sky Iris?
Sky Iris, that's the one. Yeah.
Master Pendulum? Yeah.
I think Sky Iris was really good.
Yeah, it's a very, very good card.
Yeah, I think any field spell that does that is really strong. Like to be honest, Sky Iris is probably a bit better than Diagram, simply because you're playing it in a Pendulum deck where you're not always getting a 1/1.
Yeah, back in my day, field spells were things like Umi, and they gave your opponent's monsters a boost as well.
Yeah, and Daedalus.
Oh, yeah. That wasn't even a thing when we first saw our field spells.
Okay, so he's managed to summon this with monster protection as well.
Yep.
Yeah, so with the Zephyros, he's on 350 life points.
It has monsters and spell protection, so he's still affected by traps and can be destroyed in battle.
Yeah.
But
So
I don't think Andre is going to be able to successfully get a Draco Buster attack through.
Why not? Well, not necessarily. I think you can.
No, because Masterpiece will just destroy it as soon as he tries to attack with it. But then
true.
he can break it apart.
Well,
Get his 3 monsters, but
not
then
during
he's
his turn.
losing his battle phase. Oh yeah, of course, not during his own turn. So yeah,
I always forget about that as well.
this is over then, isn't it? There's no way Chamilka can actually get the damage through. If this is turn 4 according to the dice.
Yeah, I don't know whether they're doing 1 to 6.
5 would be Andre.
Yeah, if they're doing 1 to 5, yeah.
Oh, he actually has the eye in his graveyard. He's got a slumber, so he can just go ahead and get himself another kaiju, answer that masterpiece.
Yeah.
Then make ABC Dragon Buster and go from there. Draws a dimensional barrier, that's going to be the discard fodder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Andre just goes straight in for it. This is if this is turn 5, I believe this is the final turn.
Yeah, unless they're doing 1 to 6, which is possible. Either way, the turn,
Oh, yeah, sure.
it can be ended here. Yeah, he just has to Gamma Seal and then
The,
summon Crush Wyvern.
Yeah, the only thing that could go horribly wrong there is if his opponent flips up Dimensional Barrier.
Yeah.
Like, there's no solemn card that we're going to use in this situation. He's got the Fairy Tale.
Yeah,
even
yeah.
if he gets Stormstruck, his opponent is probably not getting anywhere with this.
Yeah, so he's just very... You could see exactly what happened, and he went, do you have a response? The answer was no.
No, he's just...
Here's the Dragon Buster.
Yeah, bang, bang.
Just attack. Wow, that was a close game towards the end.
that was very close. I think a lot of that was too much of the game was in the think tank.
Yeah, a lot of the moves were really thought out by both the guys.
Yeah, I mean, it was really great to see this this version of The Grass Looks Greener. People kind of exploring a little bit with it.
Absolutely. I think ABCs were kind of in the TCG. We kind of glossed over them a little bit because it was just the wrong timing for us with our meta, I think.
Well, they're all right, but the problem is they were so hyped going in based on the results from the OCG that our players were actually prepared for them on day one.
Yeah, that's
and then that kind of had an impact on it. I mean, this is one of the disadvantages of when you follow the OCG is that their players figure out how to counter it, and you've got players that are going to read that from our markets.
They already know. Yeah,
you're not going to catch them off guard too much.
Yeah, very interesting.
What I really liked here is even with the triple Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, he just basically thinks in his head, I win if I resolve that Grass Looks Greener. Still goes ahead and plays the deck because a lot of players have just written it off and said there's just no way. But no, taking an ABC variant.
I think I just think he's playing enough stuff that he can play through Ash Blossom. He's playing like Union Hanger and stuff, and Brilliant Fusion, Pot of Desires, all that kind of stuff is really good.
Yeah, it's not like he's not doing anything else.
Yeah, exactly.
If his grass gets negated.
Yeah, I think it's that kind of. If I do manage to resolve this, then wow, that's an amazing play, as opposed to I'm completely reliant on this card resolving.
Yeah,
that's
actually a much better place for him to be in. Although I can't imagine he's going to be playing this deck much longer after after Monday. When that Grass Looks Greener goes to 1.
Yeah, exactly. Right, well, I think we were one of the last tables, so...
Most likely.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to have a chance for an interview, but either way, we're going to be right back with more live coverage from the UK Nationals 2017.
Please don't go away.
Hello guys, and welcome to our little